I had a rabbi actually tell me this joke years ago, so I just wanted to put a disclaimer out there that this was actually rabbi approved. It is a kosher joke because a rabbi gave it to me. So a priest, a pastor, and a rabbi are talking about how they handle offerings, collecting the money, what do you do with it, and so forth. So there's a little bit of debate about the best way to handle it and the most appropriate way, and how do you know what to keep for yourself, how do you know what to give to God, and so forth. So the priest says, well, what I do is I take all the money from Sunday morning and I put it in a pile, I draw a circle. I take the money in one big basket, I throw it up in the air, and whatever lands inside the circle, I keep. Whatever lands on the outside goes to God. The pastor says, well, yeah, that's pretty good. I do something similar. It's a little different. I do, I take all the money in, same thing, get a big basket just like you do. I draw a circle too, but it's just the opposite, okay? So whatever lands inside goes to God, whatever goes on the outside is for me. And the rabbi says, boy, my friends, you've got it wrong. I do not draw a circle. There is no point. I take the money, I throw it up. What God wants, he keeps. And the rest So this whole issue of giving, it's kind of a hot topic. It's kind of a tough topic for us. I don't mean just money either. I'm talking about giving of your time, giving of your energy, your skills. We're as people, especially in the Western world and especially in the United States, we're very nervous about that. We don't want to give away too much, right? We don't give away anything at all, really. We're afraid that if we do that, we think of it like a pie. If I cut out a piece of pie and I give it to Dennis here, there's less for me. And then if I give one to Felipe and I give Marcus and I go right around the room, well, I might not have any left for me. We're really concerned about that, and so we guard carefully, not just our money, but everything else. Now, I'm not talking about being foolish and just throwing dollar bills out the window as you're driving down the highway, but I do think somewhere between that extreme of just throwing our money away and the other extreme of thinking we have to guard everything, whether it's our time, our treasure, whatever, there's a balance of giving and investing in people that makes a huge difference. John Maxwell wrote a book last year, and he considers it kind of his opus. John's written more books than most of us will ever read. We joke about it that if he hiccups, a book comes out, right? He doesn't even have to think about it. He's just constantly writing and revising and rewriting and reissuing stuff. And it's really quite amazing how prolific he's been. But this one, when he released it, he told the team, he said, this is my life's work right here. This is what I'm created for. This is why God put me here, was to do this. And the book talks about living intentionally, living on purpose. He would say, and I agree, a lot of people live by accident. I don't mean that they weren't desired by their parents. I mean their lifestyle is just sort of, yeah, well, whatever happens, happens. Whatever goes, goes, whatever. I guess if I'm supposed to be here, I will. Christians fall into this because they blame God. If I'm in this situation that I don't like, it must be God's will for my life, Really. So God is tormenting you. That's who he is. He's looking for a way to just make you miserable. Maybe it's the parents that get blamed. Well, if my parents have been this, then I would have been that. They weren't this, so I'm not that. And maybe it's the boss or the neighbors or the extended family. We always have somebody we're looking at, and we just kind of roll with it and then blame them for the circumstances. John says, no. The reason we're here is to live on purpose. Not by accident, not just going with the flow, not just dealing with whatever comes, but actually being intentional about our lives. And the best way to be intentional is to give, to use what you have, to see and understand who you are, and then intentionally use that to build into the lives of other people. The best careers flow from those kind of mindset, that kind of intentionality. And so the goal we have is to understand what intentional living looks like, to understand what it is that you have to give and I have to give, and then add value to other people's lives and see what happens. Trust that what will come in response is blessing and opportunity, perhaps beyond what we could even ask for, think of, or imagine.